now you are in charge of the sports ministry from home. How things have changed in terms of your travel, or now you are not visiting borders, now you're going to stadiums, and how the profile has changed, and how do you enjoy this change?
See, the change is very drastic. The, the area of responsibility is completely different. Home ministry is not a subject. Home ministry is dealing with the issues of the nation. In the larger context, you are actually taking care of everything in the country. Home ministry, as I said, it's not a subject, it's not just a department. It encompasses everything from the border security to internal security to police to immigration, protocol, all intelligence. So the wide canvas of Home Ministry is different. Youth Affairs and Sports is very specific and it is very target oriented, covering a very limited segment. Here in the Youth Affairs and Sports, it's event driven.
You have been a player, now you go and actually visit every size center, you interact with sports people. Is there anything which comes to your mind which you never knew about when you were not the sports minister?
My idea about the sports is very, very clear right from before. But the good thing is now, as a minister, I can implement it. So that is the difference. I am implementing what has been accumulated over the years about my ideas about the sports. Now translating into action, it's something which gives me immense satisfaction.
So what is your big idea in terms of, are you just focusing on medal-driven sports department, or is it more to do with the general fitness of the entire nation? Like, what exactly is your push?
See, when we talk about the sports, many people just talk about the medals or the championship. They don't talk about the situation which leads you to success. It's about the sports culture. So my idea is to develop a sports culture in the country. And when you talk about sports culture, you cannot just create a sports culture. Then you go back again, like the fitness regime, the awareness about the physical activities, people's love for any kind of physical activities. So you have to go to the deeper side of the thing. You just cannot create champions. Many people would say that in Delhi, 3 crore people live in Delhi. Why Delhi cannot produce champions? But you have to see out of that 3 crore, how many people are fit? If 1% people are fit, what about the 99%? So my primary objective is to create everybody fit, that the champions will be produced. So the right atmosphere, when I talk about sports culture right from the primary age of a child, and then create awareness, and then the parents, the society as a large, to the country. Right. Overall, see, I have set a big target, and the target is there. But to reach the target, I am taking certain steps to create right atmosphere to achieve that target.
And so, like, you have for years seen so many athletes coming from Northeast. Northeast was said to be the sports hub when it comes to, like, any sports like martial arts or boxing or hockey. There were players. There was still that feeling from people, from athletes from there, that they were marginalized, they were not given, they didn't have a say in things. Now you have a minister from Northeast. How important is that for the people there, and especially the responsibility on you?
Sports is very crucial for people who feel alienated. Suppose a Kashmiri plays for India in, say, cricket or hockey. You can imagine the kind of feelings it can create. An Arunachali playing for India, or a Manipuri, like Mary Kom is a girl from Manipur. When she represents India, then the whole nation supports. So symbolically, it unifies. Nothing unifies a nation than sports. When Tendulkar plays, the whole nation watches. Nobody thinks that he is from Mumbai. Sports is something I feel for Northeast or Jammu Kashmir or for Naxal affected areas, it's so crucial. That is why my becoming sports minister has also in a way sent a very loud message in the northeastern region that if you perform, if you can deliver, you will not be denied your position. So it's in a way confidence building step.
So as usual, you'll be asked that question that how many medals in 2020, how many medals in 2024. So are you actually planning for 24 now, or you want right now in the very few months which are left for?
No, we have started the preparation for 2024.
Right.
Tokyo is very clear. I cannot produce the champions in 1 year.
Right.
So the existing talent which we have prepared a roadmap for Tokyo 2020. Detailed workout, including the India House. We have roped in the private sector also, because it has to be public-private partnership in sports. Otherwise, government can't drive alone.
Right.
So 2020 Tokyo is very clear. Now, in sitting here, name of the players, disciplines, present ranking, possibility, everything is clear because I have done detailed study research about every potential medal winner.
Okay.
The background silent preparation is already made for Paris Olympics 2024, where we had set double digit is a must. Then Los Angeles 2028, India has to come in top 10. It is very ambitious, but we have to achieve it. There's no second thought about that.
How do you look at the sporting structure in India? You spoke about public-private partnerships and all. You're talking about quite a few NGOs are working towards. You talk about the India Center there in Tokyo, where I think
India House.
where JSW is helping you. When you became the minister, you said, "I am not here to control things. I am here to help the sports people." Where does the sports federation come into the picture? Like, what is their role? Because you fund them, the NGOs are supporting them. They're actually day to day looking at every athlete. So, what is their role?
See, I have been member of parliament since 2004. Always there is a perceptible tussle, which is unnecessarily, in the forefront of all the news. The federations, the government. I see no reason why there should be tussle. So when I assumed the responsibility, on the same day I said, I'm here to assist, facilitate, and provide the platform, not to run the sports administration. It is not a job of a minister to talk about who should play what, who should be given priority. But my priority is to give them a better platform. Now, recently we had a meeting with the Sports Federation, Indian Olympic Association, and all the head of the sports federations. They are extremely happy. They said this kind of atmosphere was expected, or they were longing for a long time. So, when I said, we will give you platform means, let them make a choice. But at the same time, I have given them certain direction. Every training or sporting activities has to be athlete-centric. After all, you are putting so much effort for what? To perform. Who will perform? The players. So is it the administration which is more crucial, or the athlete? So the focus should be the training, the performance of the athlete, rather than who runs, who takes how much money, and all kind of rules, regulations, sports code, all these things. I tell them, let result come. Good result is the medicine of all the problem. It will cure. The only bickering starts when you fail. So now, the federations are given free hand for the selection process. I just tell them, be fair, transparent. You select. I will not tell which player should be given what. You do it, but we will fund you. The funding pattern is very, very transparent. As per the priorities, we have certain rules in the ministry where if it is an Olympic sport, then it is given higher priority. Then Asian Games, second in like that. And then there are some sports which are not Olympic sports but very important for us, like Kabaddi or Kho-Kho or Malakham, Kalapatti. Thangtha, many traditional sports which are not Olympic sports, but we want to promote them. When we talk about Khelo India, when we talk about Fit India movement, when we talk about creating a sports culture, then we have to focus on the lower segment of the society, the rural areas. These are the games which can really take entire forces of our country. Force means our youth force. So we have started funding the traditional sports also.
Since you joined, there are a few decisions taken which are slightly different from what it was earlier. Like now we spoke about giving visas to them when they come here, and the Davis Cup was really interesting, where you said that we will let the federation decide what they want to do. Whether so, what exactly is the government's position on playing Pakistan, and if there is an issue, what exactly is the issue? Like we want to isolate them diplomatically, that's why you're doing this, or you think the mood of the nation is not right to play Pakistan at this point? What is your thought on
See,
playing
there are two issues when we talk about Pakistan. One is bilateral sporting events, which is not even considered.
So what is the reason for that?
No, we don't want to engage them.
Okay.
So, I was in Home Ministry when we denied a visa, but because of that, we were banned from by the Indian Olympic Committee. So, when International Olympic Council banned India from hosting any international event in India, it was a big setback for the sports world. So, when I became minister, I had to really take it up again. So, luckily, you can ask the Indian Olympic Association president how fast we acted, and within few days, within I think 2 weeks only, we got it revoked. I intervened personally. This is a long detail what happened, but we managed it. Now India is back to the calendar of the International Olympic Council, so we can host international events. We will not take any decision which contravenes the charter of the Olympics. Olympic charter says many things besides non-involvement of politics in the sports. Next month is the Davis Cup in Pakistan. So there are certain issues I need not tell here who will go, who will not go, but we are taking a decision in such a way that the sentiments of our country, people have a strong sentiment about playing Pakistan, that will be maintained. At the same time, we will also take into account the international bodies to ensure that it doesn't lead to any kind of ugly situation. We will strike a balance.
Recently, we noticed on social media that athletes have lent support to a government scheme, basically a government project where I think Pooja Danda, Nikhil Zareen, Mary Kom, Manika Batra, Saina Nehwal,
Yeah.
PV Sindhu, all tweeted within a few hours of each other to thank the Prime Minister for the initiative to honor and empower women this Diwali.
Yes.
It was hashtag Bharat Ki Lakshmi.
The Prime Minister mentioned in the Mann Ki Baat,
Yes, yes.
he appealed everybody actually to celebrate Bharat Ke Lakshmi.
So this sports persons tweeting about a government initiative. What is your take on that? Should like sports persons be used to
Sports person should be the forefront, especially the star. Once you achieve a position in the society, you are not only a sports person, but you are a pioneer. If Sachin Tendulkar is a cricketer, once he has been given a Bharat Ratna award, or when he becomes a legend, when he achieves many things, then you also have the social responsibility. Otherwise, you tell me, how do you achieve a position in society? So once, if I am not a minister or member of parliament, my responsibility will be just that of an ordinary citizen. But once I occupy a position, my responsibility is much more because I have a bigger responsibility and obligation towards society. So if a player wins a medal, that player also has a responsibility to send positive message or become an example in the society. So the players, They must be an example to society and they should inspire more. They are not ordinary now, they are stars. So they have to inspire more.
Just going back maybe 2 weeks ago, this happened after Imran Khan made the speech at the United Nations where he warned of a nuclear threat in J&K and of bloodshed when the troops moved out. Then once again we noticed there was a curious Twitter timeline with first Mohammad Shami on the day he was playing a test match tweeted criticizing Imran Khan. Immediately it was followed by Mohammad Azharuddin, Irfan Pathan, and then the next day Virender Sehwag tweeted about it, again criticizing Imran Khan, and there were other cricketers. So this once again was a case of cricketers tweeting in unison.
Imran Khan is known for what? Known for his cricketing talents. So when he said something, naturally the cricketers will react. As a citizen, you should be happy that our Indian cricketers had reacted to what Imran Khan said. Because he was a former cricketer, he should be more sportsmanlike. But when he became Prime Minister, he was most unsportsmanlike.
The government is misusing a sports person for its political causes.
This is not political. Celebration of girl success is how is it political? Once you become Prime Minister, you have to speak about every segment of the society. If the focus is on the girl child or the girls, why only sports person? Everybody should appreciate.
Recently, the IOF president has made certain comments about the quality of the Commonwealth Games and said that there is no use participating in it. CGFL alarmed and the delegation is coming. What is the government's view on this issue and how will it deal with it?
No, delegation have come to me and the head of the Commonwealth Organizing Committee is coming to India to meet me. I'll meet, probably he's coming on 15. I told them I'll meet. I'm not upset, but I'm upset only for exclusion of shooting from the Commonwealth Games. But you all know shooting had always been an optional discipline in the Commonwealth Games. So they had omitted. India had reacted strongly. Indian Olympic Committee had reacted strongly because it provides around 50% of the total medals. Huge chunk of Indian medals in the Commonwealth comes from shooting. Naturally, there will be a strong reaction. So they came to me. I had just given them two answers. Number one, I stand with the Shooting Federation of India as well as Indian Olympic Association, expressing my deep concern. I had written a letter to the concerned minister in UK to intervene. The minister has replied to me, and the Commonwealth Games chief is coming to India. We will take into account all the situations and then take an appropriate call. The call for the boycott is it's a bit political in nature. It's because there is a other view also. Those who are not, having any kind of association with shooting may definitely have a separate view. But my point is not merely on exclusion of shooting from the Commonwealth Games alone. My view is slightly larger. India is the largest country in the Commonwealth nations. India is close to 52 or 55% of the total population of the Commonwealth nations. India contributes also substantially. So when any decision is taken, whether right or wrong, India should be part of the decision. So when this decision was taken, when the governing council took a decision, there were no Indian representative in the committee. For the past or for the future, I have seen both. India has not been taken into account when major decisions are taken in the Commonwealth Games committee. So I had pitched in, I've said that we will not accept this way. Exclusion, inclusion is again an issue which will be dealt separately. When the chief comes here, he will meet me. I will put across my opinion very strongly. But India cannot be a nation which should be pushed over, or whose opinions are overlooked easily, that is not acceptable to us. Today we are not a small nation. We are a big nation from before, but we are much more influential, much more respected, much more recognized today in the Committee of Nations. So when a decision in the Commonwealth takes place, India's views must be taken into account.
I want to ask about BCCI, like the changes which took place there, the Lodha reforms coming, and absolutely changed things. Like now there are 70 plus can't be there, ministers can't be there, there's a cooling period, which is very different from how the other sports bodies are being worked. We are also working towards the common sports code. What exactly is the status, or is it different? The sports code is different from what the Lodha reform?
Once we come out with a proper refined sports code, everything will come under it, including cricket. So it will be settled. So let us wait for some time. We will come out with a refined sports code.
So how long will that be? Any timeline for that?
I cannot give the timeline, but there is a High Court order, Delhi High Court order, that they have given direction to my secretary and other bodies to present the case before the minister, means me, present before me and then take a call. I have received the copy of the order, but besides the court direction, we are already in the process. And that day, the reports in some segment of the media were not correct. In the meeting with Indian Olympic Association and the sports federations, I told them that we will have a committee, we will constitute a committee, and then we will try to take the opinion of all the stakeholders and then come out with a refined sports code. They all happily agreed. They authorized me to do whatever I want to do and take their confidence with it. They all agreed.
But the BCCI is right now running on a Supreme Court order which has given them a new constitution. So once the common sports code comes, that constitution goes out of the window, you mean?
I'm not saying I will not obey court order, or I will dispel or throw away the Supreme Court order. Definitely, court also understands that. The courts know that they intervene only when there is no solution or there is no mechanism which handles itself. They intervene. And if we are equipped with the rules, if we are managing our affairs smoothly, why would court interfere? So the handling of our internal matter is something absolutely in our own domain. If we fail, then somebody will go to court.
I want to ask you a question about, there were recently reports in media that the Sports Ministry has asked for 400 crores extra for their budget, over and above their budget.
Yeah.
I want to know that Britain, when they were preparing for the 2012 Olympics, they had come up with this thing where their funding for sports was done through lottery system, right? The national lottery system would fund their sports program. Is Indian government also looking for something where they do not have to heavily rely on the government funds and generate funds of the
Actually, that's a very interesting point. I also want that sports should be funded through sports activities. And why should we depend on the government actually? Sports is an area where you can generate billions and billions of dollars. And everybody wants to be in sports. You have Bollywood, Hollywood, industrialists, politicians, bureaucrats. Everybody wants to be in sports because this is such a field where it is full of energy, it has potential to create revenues, engage people, social impact. It's a huge. Lottery is one of the good options, like in UK sports is funded by UK lottery. So many countries have that, and unlimited money is generated because of that. If we can think something on that, because it is now in the discussion stage in my ministry, we have not taken a decision to move on that direction, so I don't want to comment on that. The matter is under consideration. What to be done, that I need to discuss with the Prime Minister, and then we'll take a call. But it is very early stage where we are exploring the lottery as one of the future probability of source of funding. say when we talk about lottery, it should be thought in a professional way, not gambling, because people will think that gambling in sports and all. So it has to be really segregated from that.
What is generally your view on sports betting?
See, I am totally against any form of betting. Betting is gambling. I don't support that, and that is illegal, immoral.
And so one more thing about sports in school curriculum, which is also one of your main focus. It's been a focus for a while, but it hasn't really happened. And what exactly is your roadmap, and like what exactly should be the role of sports?
Sports has to be part of education. It's not extra or curricular activities. It is education. It is part of the education. Recently, the education ministers conference, because I am, by virtue of being the youth affairs and sports minister, I am there as vice chair. So I have clearly told them that the marking system in the CBSE has to be very clearly defined. Now we are going to sit separately with the CBSE. Sports is a subject, and it has to be the most crucial subject in the school. It cannot be after 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, or you extracurricular. It's part of the education. And then the Prime Minister has taken an initiative. Finance Minister announced about the school sports education board. We were so occupied with the existing things going on. Now I have some space. After this winter session, we will start acting on the sports education board, which we need a wider consultation, because this is the first time in India which we are going to initiate. Then sports as a career option. I'll give you one example. There was a player from Assam. He played for India. He played but did not win any medals. So he started struggling for his life, because he spent entire life, means from 15 years to 25 years, he kept playing only. He did nothing, only play for India and kept playing. When he started struggling to survive, then he warned all his children that dare not play any game. If you play a game, I'll chuck you out of the house, because I'm struggling for my life and I don't want my children to struggle. Why would a parent encourage a child to play when he knows that either you become champion or zero? So here my take is, for the winners, everybody celebrates. If you win Olympic medals, world championship, money will come, you will celebrate. But how many will win medals? How many people will win medals? Thousands and thousands of Indian boys are doing boxing. But how many will represent India? One. In one category, only one will represent. Whether he wins or lose, only one will go. If presently 15,000 youths are practicing boxing, only one will represent India in one category, weight category. So we can't leave it to this situation where the winner or the champion is celebrated and rest are struggling for lifetime. This cannot happen. If this is the situation, then we cannot produce champions, because the base has to be big. So we really need to do so many things at the ground level. Once your livelihood is well taken care of because of system, then we can develop that what I call the sports culture. Otherwise, the old slogan will continue, that पढ़ोगे लिखोगे होंगे खराब. Then people say, no, don't spoil your life. Go study. You have to become something. That has to be changed.
So you often travel to the northeast, and while traveling, you post pictures of fantastic roads tagging the Prime Minister.
Yes.
So on October 16, you were again traveling in northeast, and it was the same time I was also traveling. And you wrote about fantastic roads, and except for a few portions. Now I'm sure
there are many.
Now, I'm sure you know about how long it takes to travel from Imphal to Kohima.
Yes.
And also from Kohima to Dimapur, which is just 60 kilometers in a city, it would take about an hour and a half. It takes about 5.5 hours to 6 hours if the road conditions are good. So don't you think it is a selective presentation of facts? Because these cities that I spoke about are major urban centers in the Northeast. The smaller ones are worse off, for instance, Longdi, Ukhrul and all.
That is outlook. See, earlier in Arunachal Pradesh, 7 years back, we never had even one kilometer stretch of 4 lanes. Today we have around 20 kilometers of 4-lane stretch. 10 years back, we never had double lane stretch. Today we have close to around 600-700 kilometers of double lane stretch of roads. So we have to celebrate that. If I am driving in a particular portion which is good road, I must celebrate, no?
There are a few issues in sports which always put India in bad light. So there's age fudging and doping. A lot of
Big issue.
sports ministers come and go. These issues keep cropping up. Don't see any solution. Have you got any new ideas on how to deal with it? Or?
We need some technical mechanism for that. It's not enough we merely discuss about this issue in this kind of sitting. We really need to have the highly sophisticated mechanism in place. The mechanism as well as the equipment, everything. Then we need to have a policy. Otherwise, one wrong testing or one wrong step can ruin the future of an athlete. So that is why my take is that our administration has to be more robust, and for that the governance in sports has to enhance. It has to be enhanced. Governance has to be of high standards. So I told the Sports Federation, your governance has to be high enough, and we in the government, we also need to raise the standard of our governance. Both. We cannot afford to fail. We cannot afford to rule sports with mediocrity. You know, mediocre is something which kills entire thing. I'm very clear about that. And slowly things are in place. One by one we are doing it.
This is with regard to Khelo India. So this is a very good concept. So the thing is that, a schoolboy passes school at, let's say, 16 or 17, which is the time when he is probably expected to slip through the cracks also. Right? So we do not have a robust university sports system like America has, collegiate sports system, right? From where you groom your budding players and they become that is the finishing ground for those people. So what are you doing? Because university sports system in India seems to have regressed of late.
Actually, what happened in India over the last few years is we have really killed the system. Now, from next year, we are going to have 3 games: school games, Khelo India Games, university games. Anywhere on the global scale you see, university games is very crucial. School games is very crucial. What happens in India? We are neither having university games, nor we are having school games, and we are not having national games. Where will the players display their worth? So, now Khelo India Games is regular. This time we have awarded to Assam. From next year, we have already taken decision. The School Games Federation will be created with full vigor. I mean, we are going to have school games annually from next year. We are going to have university games from next year. So, below 19 will be school games, and then 21 to 19, that's Khelo India. Then above university. University can be up to 25, 26. So, these 3 segments, university, Khelo India Games, and the Khelo India Games, Khelo India Youth Games, and then school games. If you don't have a robust system of school games and university games, I'm sure the institutions will never be able to produce sports stars. Because the players have to come from the schools. You can't leave children without a school. So the school games is so crucial. And of course, university games at that stage. But our expectation of picking up the real talents is from the school games. But university games is equally crucial. That we have to understand. That is why this decision was taken. And I'm sure Next year you will see. I'll be here. You will see next year school games and university games will be conducted, and it will be on the annual basis. Will not happen like the national games, or that it is jeopardized completely.